I give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Fachir, Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of Indonesia.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I wish to thank Special Coordinator Nikolai Mladenov for the comprehensive briefing. Let me also thank the Secretariat for the second written report of Resolution 2334 implementation. The report demonstrates yet another sad reality. No single element of the resolution has been implemented by the occupying power, nor there is any sign of future implementation. A blatant dismissal by the occupying power of the Council's resolutions. Another bleak condition is reported by the Independent International Commission of Inquiry on the brutality of the occupying power, including the use of live ammunition at close range against civilians, even against children, medical personnel, and persons with disabilities. A blatant violation of human decency, international humanitarian law, and human rights. Mr. President, both reports present three main concerns that we have to be alert of. First, there is a clear and worrying tendency towards effective annexation of Palestine by the occupying power. We have a long list of violations that are consistently and blatantly showed by the occupying power. They include continued construction of illegal settlements, the closure of the temporary international presence in Hebron, non-payment of Palestinian revenue, incidents in the Al-Haram al-Sharif, as well as violence by the authority, security force, and settlers, to name just a few. It goes against everything the United Nations has been striving for since 1947. Let me reiterate in the strongest terms Indonesia's resentment and condemnation of any such attempts. Second, we must all step up efforts to improve humanitarian and economic condition of the Palestinian people. This is even more pressing in view of diminishing commitments of some others on multilateralism and humanitarian assistance. We are deeply concerned of the non-payment of US $139 million of Palestinian tax revenue by the occupying power. It constitutes illegitimate confiscation of others' property and violates the Paris Economic Agreement, a treaty that Israel signed with the Palestinian Authority. It is unjust, unfair, grossly unacceptable, and definitely illegal. We applaud the Palestinian people for their resilience and determination to withstand such pressure in spite of its dire economic, political, and humanitarian crisis. We also fully respect the Palestinian Authority's policy of full transfer or nothing at all. On the positive side, we applaud the effort of the UN country team and other donors through its various initiatives and projects, among others through Gaza Reconstruction Mechanism. Just last month, Indonesia is also committed to increase its financial support to UNRWA and build a desalination project in Gaza. My third point is that any future peace plan shall respect the agreed parameters based on relevant UN resolution. The two-state solution is the only realistic way to achieve a just, lasting, and comprehensive peace between the parties. Indonesia also continues to encourage Palestine in attaining national unity. We commend efforts by Egypt and Russia in support of national reconciliation initiatives. Mr. President, upholding status quo for the holy site in Jerusalem is important. The sealing by occupying power this month of all gates to Al-Aqsa as well as the old city of Jerusalem, is a dangerous measure that has and most probably was designed to further inflame the tensions. These measures are capable of further destabilizing the already complex and fragile situation and triggering violence. Instability in Palestine, particularly in Jerusalem, will have significant ripples in the region and beyond. We therefore call upon the Security Council to monitor this development very closely to avoid potential escalation of conflict that can cost too much if handled too late. Mr. President, allow me to clearly state Indonesia's position on the recent situation in Golan Heights. Indonesia strongly rejects the U.S. illegal move in recognizing Israel's sovereignty over the occupied Syrian Golan Heights, as it is an escalatory and grave violation of international law, the purposes and principles of the UN Charter, as well as relevant Security Council's resolution, particularly Resolution 497, 1981. Such action would provoke and disrupt the ongoing efforts of creating peace and stability in the region. It is therefore entirely unacceptable by any standard. As stated in Resolution 497, 1981, the Israeli decision to impose its laws, jurisdiction, and administration in the occupied Syrian Golan Heights is null and void and without international legal effect. I consequently would like to reaffirm Indonesia's principled position in recognizing the Golan Heights as an integral part of the Syrian Arab Republic, which was occupied by Israel in 1967. In conclusion, Indonesia would like to reiterate that peace in the Middle East can only be achieved if the international community, especially the Security Council, is united at all fronts. Never forget that our mandate is to save human life and humanity. I thank you.